Hello, welcome to Web of Stories. My name is Melinda, and I'm here with just a little chatty thing. I'm not going to talk about any specific book, but I'm going to talk about book stuff. First of all, it is ungodly hot where I am. My son has been playing with a high-powered fan. That's how hot it is. You can tell I'm schwitzing. Yeah. So my weekly wrap-up video. This was not my intention, but it became a bit of an experiment. So if you haven't seen that, I will tag it down below. Basically, I just put in the title that I was going to talk a little bit about politics in it. And I didn't talk that much about it, but I talked about Project 2025. If you do not know what Project 2025 is, you need to Google it. You just need to Google it. And I had said, I only try to only talk about politics if it is a bookish thing. And this really was. So Project 2025 is this big, huge, horrifying thing, but there is a little bit of it that's very bookish. And I will get to that in a moment if you didn't see that video. But the response to it was overwhelmingly positive, except for I got one negative comment, which you won't find on the video because I deleted it because I don't think it's actually a real comment. It was from someone who has never commented on my channel before and didn't really respond to anything that was in the video, just said that I committed elder abuse against Trump. So she or he, I assume it's a she, agrees that he's elderly. Just putting that out there. They agree he's elderly. Anyway, my thing, just to go back with Project 2024, is that part of that, one little tiny bit of it, is that they're going to ban pornography and anything that they, being the Heritage Foundation, which is alt-right Christian nationalism, considers pornography, which they have long considered romance novels to be pornography. And I talked about that, like, unless it is a totally cozy, completely closed door romance, it's pornography in their eyes. The other thing that I forgot to mention in my video, because I don't script, as if you couldn't tell, is that any reference to anything that would fall under the LGBTQ umbrella would also be considered pornography. So they want to ban all that. This is all books. This is the bookish stuff that I'm talking about. And so it was interesting when I put that up, and I did get people say they hadn't heard of Project 2025, which, if you haven't heard of it, I don't blame you because the media is not covering it, but it is very well known. I mean, it's very available, I should say. It's very available. You can go on and read. I mean, there's a link to the as of right now, there's a link to the PDF. I personally think the Heritage Foundation is going to pull it because they've kind of realized it's not popular. But there is a PDF there for it, and you can go read it. And a lot of people have saved that PDF for when it does get pulled. And there have been some really frightening things said about it. But then I thought about this little thing I said, it's a little bit political, which, yeah, it was. But the thing is, being a reader, reading books, living a bookish lifestyle is political. That is a political thing to do. And it was interesting that this one comment, I don't want politics in my booktube. Well, then why did you click on a video that said there's politics in it, first of all, and elder abuse? But also, everything I said, yes, there was a political component, but it was about books. And that's what this channel, I talk about my bookish life on this channel. And that does bump up to politics at times. There is this whole fiasco with Project 2025. Again, Google it if you don't know what it is. It is terrifying. But I also will read books that deal a lot with politics or deal a lot with social issues that we're dealing with. And I think that there's this line, and I realized this with myself when I, thought back and when I put that little disclaimer on the title of the video saying there's a little bit of politics, that I have to justify it. And I don't really, and no one should have to justify it. Now, I called out in a very positive way Brian, Bookish Texan, because he does these wonderful videos, and it's something he's comfortable with doing, and he can articulate very well. I can't articulate as well as he does. He also does a lot of research, and I'm too busy reading Agatha Christie to do some of the research. He is my research sometimes. But, I mean, first of all, it's my booktube channel. I can do what I want. Brian can do what he wants on his channel. You can do what you want if you are someone else on a book. You get to do. Booktube is about sharing your bookish life and what is important to that. So I realized, though, that I did have a fear about bringing that up because it's politics. And as I did say in that video, I'm someone who, while I I like to discuss politics and I follow politics. I'm careful about who I talk to because I don't like to argue about it because I don't think that gets you anywhere. And I think we're in a place in our country right now where it's very easy to get into a situation with someone with an opposing view where you're just gonna, both of you are just gonna get into your trenches. We don't know how to listen to each other. And that goes on both sides, by the way. So I personally, seeing the supportive comments that I got back from that channel, and yes, I lost a few subscribers. I don't really care about subscriber numbers. I watch it as a curiosity, but that's not something that's important to me. I mean, all my subscribers are important to me, but a number is not important to me. But you know what? They popped right back up. So whatever. I think that I had a fear. I had a fear of there being a line between my bookish life and my political life and trying very hard to stay on one side of that line. And I've come to realize since Saturday, which was yesterday, I'm filming this on a Sunday, that there is no line, that they flow in and out of each other. Now, am I going to get up here and talk about immigration? No, unless I'm reading a book about it, then maybe I will, or, you know, whatever topic. Unless there's a bookish connection, I'm not going to. That's just my personal choice that on this channel, it's book related. But I'm not going to shy away from talking about politics that are book related. That's what I choose to do on my channel. So I will put that out here and I'm if you haven't figured that out by now from my channel, for those of you who've been for a while, I can't help you because I have actually pretty much everything I said in that last video about Project 2025, other than naming it, I've said in previous videos. I have always been a big opponent of book banning, and I have done what I can to combat it. So nothing that I said was unlike anything else I had said on my channel, but I still felt the need to say, oh, it's political. So yeah. I don't know why I'm saying this other than I feel like I have to get it off my chest. I'm not saying it as a warning going, all my posts are going to be political now, because they aren't, but I am not going to shy away from talking about politics when it comes into this part of my life. So I have, politics and social media is a kind of difficult combination in a lot of ways. And I have had to compartmentalize it. I no longer, well, I shouldn't say that. I no longer do anything that's big politics on my Facebook channel. I will follow like local politics because that's where that's done. But like on Facebook, I try to stay away from anything except very local politics. But Threads, my channel is Web of Stories, not a Web of Stories, but Web of Stories. Same as my Instagram account. I'm much more free. That's my little, I'm going to talk about politics here. So I think we all need to kind of, there's been this, I'm sure I'm not the only person who was taught, never talk religion or politics. And I personally like to talk both of them. But I also agree there's a time and a place for it. But I think we need to get away from this fear, especially with our own booktube channels, because if you have your booktube channel and you're afraid of offending someone, you need to be yourself. If someone's offended, that's their issue. It's not my issue. I honestly do not go out and try to offend people. But if I say, if I have a view that is offensive to someone, then that's still my view. The offensive part's not on me. Unless it is a really stupid, whatever. I try to be very open and, whatever. So anyway, that's my little thought about this. And I don't know why I'm saying this again, other than that I have been thinking about it for 24 hours. And, we're at a really crucial time. There's a lot that I am doing in my non-bookish life to do what I can to try and keep our country on a better path. Which doesn't have anything to do with books, so I'm not going to talk about it that much here, other than maybe mention it in a wrap-up of something that I'm doing during the day. But I'm not going to shy away from when my bookish life meets up with my political life. And, you're still going to see pins. I have a new pin. See it? Can you see it with lights? There you go. I will probably remind people to vote come October, November, because vote. But I'm not going to back away from that. And I don't think anybody should. You should do this to your own level of comfort. That is the important thing, your level of comfort. I'm going to use Brian as an example again. I hope he doesn't mind. But Brian's level of comfort is in a different place than mine. Perfectly okay. It's fine. Brian's not telling me I have to be more political, and I'm not telling him he needs to be less political. He has his level of comfort. I have mine. Everybody has their own. And I think that when it comes to politics, you need to feel free to work within that level of comfort that you have. And yeah, so I've been babbling, and it's also really hot. Climate change. I'll talk about that. It's another video. I have my water. Anyway, so that's my little chatty video. I'm going to throw this up on Monday, which is tomorrow. We'll see. I'm probably not going to do what I did on Saturday for Saturday's video, which was say in the title whether something is political or not, because I think that one comment I got was someone was looking at titles and they decided they wanted to go leave a comment and didn't bother to watch my video, which is fine. I don't care if you watch my video or not. I also pretty obviously you didn't, and I am just going to delete your comment. The First Amendment does not actually apply to my comment section. I can delete comments that are pointless. So anyway, those are my thoughts on all this. Anyway, thank you very much for spending this like 10-ish minutes with me. I am going to go try and cool down. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Like, subscribe, join my Discord. Bye.